So this is our boma. This is my sister-in-law's house. So the wife of my husband's brother. This is where my husband's cousin lives. This is her small house, and then she also has a big house over there. This is my third mother-in-law's house, so the youngest wife of my father-in-law. And this one is the house of my second mother-in-law, so the second wife of my father-in-law.
Do you call her a mom?
Yes, I call them all mom. And this one is my second mother-in-law, whose house you just seen also.
How many houses are in the boma?
I've never counted, but I think it must be something close to 20, I'm sure. And this one is my mother-in-law's house.
She's your favorite person, right?
I love her so much. She's just the nicest, kindest, calmest, super intelligent person. And she supports me in everything I do. From the moment I came to this boma, she's always by my side. I'm gonna get like emotional talking about this. I love her so much. She's amazing. And she's like close to 60, but still working so hard.
You step on the shit.
Yeah. For the Maasai, it's not shit, it's just the cow dung. It's not shit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Got to find a way if you wanna go. Got to find a way if you want to go. There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own. Got to hit your
Yeah.
This is the one you
Yeah.
were expecting?
Yeah. I looked at her this morning, I was really worried she was going to give birth, and she did.
What was the most stupid thing somebody said as a comment?
I don't know, I often hear sometimes people talk in a disrespecting manner about them, that they think, oh, aren't they really dirty? Do they wash? Like, how many times do they wash? And I'm like, what's it to you? What does it matter if someone washes or not? Because for us, maybe in the Western world, having a shower every day is the usual thing because we have access to water. Here, water, it's a luxury. They have to fight really hard to get water, so they can't shower every day. That's one thing. But I would have to think about that, because I'm sure there's lots of stupid things that I've heard before, or stupid questions that they ask me, or they said, oh, I also want to come and marry a Maasai, can you help me? Things like that. And I'm like, oh. This is my house.
Can we enter your house?
Sure. But it's really messy.
It's fine.
It's not very big. It has a couple of rooms. This is my bedroom.
Okay. Some privacy, let's keep.
And this is where I cook.
Your kitchen?
Yes. I have a gas stove.
We don't see a lot because it's dark, so
Yes.
no problem. And here
And here is where we eat.
you eat. Here. You don't cook outside?
It's effort. The women sometimes cook outside
Okay.
because they cook with the firewood.
Yeah, for the smoke when
Yeah.
you're cooking inside the house. Okay.
To get rid of the smoke.
Thank you.
Karibu.
Maasai are really tall, right?
And they do say so, but I think many Maasai women, they're not that tall actually. But men in general are quite tall.
Yeah, but the ceiling is so low. Why they don't build it higher?
That's a very good question, because maybe it's more difficult to build. I mean, the women are the ones who build the houses, and it's a lot of effort. So the higher the house, the higher you sticks you'd have to cut, and also it's a matter of getting the right size sticks and stuff like that. Some houses are a little bit taller than others. This one is quite short.
Did you build your house?
I had my first house was a Maasai house like this, and I had it built with the help of other people, because I came here, I didn't know how to build a house. But now when the women build a house, I help them, because now I know. This is a new house being built for one of my husband's sisters. So she's the daughter of the third wife of my husband's father. Okay? So she's making the house. Samari. She's putting the mud on. Sour.
Very good, how are you? How is she making the mud?
This is a mixture of cow dung, you can see, cow dung and sand. And then they mix it together with their feet and also with this.
Okay.
And this is what they plaster the walls with.
Okay, Stephanie, why?
Why? Why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? Because I fell in love with my husband, a beautiful Maasai man, and that's why I came here, because I thought this was the only way that we could stay together if I followed him here, because that's his home. And then I stayed, even though it was very difficult to adapt to the culture. But I stayed because I fell in love with also his family, his tribe, his culture, the way of life, the environment, everything.
So how was the first days here?
You know, this is a difficult question because I never kept a diary or anything like that, so I have to search back my brain. But I remember in one of my first days, one of his sisters came to see me because she had heard that he'd come and he has a guest, so that's me. And I remember one of her sisters, she gave me one of these things, not these ones, but another one that I still have in my house. And I looked at her and I thought she was so beautiful, and I felt so out of place, this white girl with the weird skin that gets sunburned. And I looked at all these women and I just thought they were so beautiful, and I was just in awe. I thought this way of life is perfect, the beautiful culture, in tune with nature, with the animals. So this is the first sort of impression that I got, that it's so peaceful and in harmony with nature, and the people are so welcoming and friendly. Yeah, these are the first impressions that I got. I am pretty sure there are some people who still think, even though I have lived here now for nearly 9 years, who still think, oh, who is this white girl? But actually I think 80% maybe of the population of our village, they know me. There are even people who call me by my name who I've never seen before. So I think it made the round that Sokoine, this is my husband, has this Mzungu wife. And they know my name and they greet me and they respect me and they treat me like one of their women, basically, as a whole.
Okay, and what about disadvantages of this lifestyle? What I'm thinking is, for example, the balance between the genders.
Okay, yeah, there are certain things in Maasai culture, but I think that's true for every single culture on this planet. I don't think Maasai culture is perfect, and there are aspects within it that are not good. For example, the way that women are seen to be below men. This is a very big aspect of Maasai culture. This motorbike. There is a strict division between the genders, and women are seen to be below men. On top of that, Maasai girls get married off at very young age. They don't have a choice who their husband is going to be. When they're married off, they also have no choice. They have no decision-making power. It's a very patriarchal society. But this is also why I do some of the projects that I do. And yeah. What else did I say?
Okay, that's nice. That's my hat. Do you make your husband do the things which normally the Maasai man doesn't do, to share some how to say it, like housework? Yeah.
Yeah. I never forced him to do anything he doesn't want to do because I respect his culture. You know, with everything you have to find a balance. For me also, people ask me, how do you support the women? I support the women with my projects, with our reusable scientific kids projects. I support them by talking to them, by encouraging them to speak up, to open their hearts and their minds, and to speak up against stuff that they don't like. I do that. But within my marriage, because it won't serve me anything to fight with my husband all the time, because if I had forced upon him those Western values of what women are and what women can do in a relationship, we would not be together anymore. So if I want to live here and I love my husband, everyone has their good sides and their bad sides. So I have to find balance. So in our relationship, there are certain things that he does which other Maasai men don't do. Like, he's very close to our son, for example, but when I first had my son also, he didn't help me anything. He was a proper Maasai man, and that was really difficult. I knew it was going to be like that, but it was still more difficult than I imagined. But we got over this, and he is now super involved with our son, and in other ways also he helps me a little bit more than other Maasai, and he doesn't ask me to do things that I don't want to do. So in certain ways, yes, he has adapted a little bit, but it was never something that I forced upon him. It was something that he saw himself. If we are to be together, because he loves me also. There's also a big difference. I love him, he loves me. So of course he's going to find a way of being together, and there's certain little things that he does that he has adapted.
And you're the only wife of your husband?
Yes.
Is it gonna stay like that?
I hope so, because he is very special, my husband, and this would actually be one of the reasons why I'm here and why we managed to live together. Because I think as much as it was hard for me to adapt to the culture, I think it was also hard for him to bring this white wife to his family. So it also wasn't easy. But he's the sort of person, and his brothers told me this when I first came. He said he was told by his father, marry, bring a wife, because he was 27 or so when we met, and this is quite old for a Maasai to be married, because they do marry quite young. But he said, I don't want to marry a woman who I did not choose. And then he ended up choosing me.
What about the number of children?
Oh, a very good question. The number of children that I want to have, because I don't want to have 8 children, and I have one son now, he's 4.5, and I am being pressured a little bit by my mother-in-law and my husband's grandmother, who's close to 100. Oh, when is the next child coming, Stephanie? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I run out of the hat because I don't know what to say. So, but my husband doesn't put any pressure on me, and actually my birth was a little bit traumatic. I had to have an emergency cesarean. Luckily I went to Dar es Salaam to have my child. That was the right decision. So I'm not in any sort of rush to have another child. My daily life, it's pretty much the same as Maasai women, but I would say I have certain privileges that other Maasai women don't have. I don't have to go fetch water because we have a water tank. We have a motorbike, so we sometimes pay someone to go fetch us water. I don't have to go and catch firewood because I have a gas stove. But I cook, I clean, I look after my child, I look after the goats, I look after the cows. I do go fetch firewood, but I go and take it to my mother-in-law because she's close to 60 and she's tired of all the work that she has to do. I do a lot of social media also, which obviously is not the traditional Maasai life. I bead these things I make myself. Hi, the daddy.
Why this is your cow to milk?
Because she is a really nice cow and she got used to me. So, because cows also get used to the person who milks them.
Why are you putting your head on it?
Because it's comfortable, but it creates a connection so that they know you're there and what you're doing. But also if she were to pick up the leg, I can push so that the leg stays down.
Do you think the white woman from outside, you're from Frankfurt?
Yes.
You're from the big city, so you made like the huge transition in your life. You think like the woman like you with your background can actually be like 100% Maasai for them?
No, I don't think I will ever be seen by them as completely one of them. Never. But I've had this, and I made actually a post about this also because someone asked me that question before. It's a very interesting question because I don't even feel the need for me to be 100% Maasai because I know I won't be. I am white, I stand out, I come from a different culture, I have certain ideas that are different. For example, what it means to be a woman, the status of a woman in a society, all that sort of thing. But because they know that I respect their culture, they respect me. And they see me as one of them. They like me because I speak their language. I live like one of them. They see that I respect their culture because I also live within their culture. So they see me to a certain extent as being one of them, and they treat me as one of them. But I know always, I'll always be also the different one. Not an outsider, but I'll be the different one, and I'll always be that. But I said also, this different doesn't have to be a bad thing. I can also use this different to do good, and that's what I try to do.
There's a pink boy behind you. Hello, Manueli.
I don't like to call it project, first of all, but I lived with the Maasai now for nearly 9 years, and this I started in the last 2 years because I realized that really the Maasai women have no way of dealing with their period. They don't deal with it at all. They don't wear anything. They don't wear underwear, they don't wear clothes. Maybe if they have to go somewhere during their period, maybe they wear another extra cloth if they have underwear, because most of them don't. If they have underwear, they maybe stuff it with leaves. Most of the time it's like free flow, and it's a major issue because they tell me. They told me that they go to ceremonies and then they sit on a motorbike and they get off at the place where they go to the ceremony and there's like a red stain on their cloth. So it's a big issue.
Yeah, so why they don't use any sanitary kits from the shop or village?
Because first of all, they're like far away from shops. There's no shops around here. Maybe now in the last couple of years we got shops around here that even sell sanitary kits, but first of all it's a money issue also. They don't have money for it. And second of all, also I think also they're not very comfortable wearing these because, to be honest, the cheapest one are also not very good quality. They're really bad. If they have money, they will buy more important things like food. It's a luxury to have extra money left over for sanitary pads, and especially in Maasai society, because it's a patriarchal society also, the men have the money, and because it's a taboo, the woman can't go up to the man and tell him, hey, I want money to buy me pads. No way. I started this, we did this because it's sustainable, because the lady knows how to make them herself, Sendo, my sister-in-law, so she gets an income from this, and then we distribute them within the community, or we sell them within the community. So it's sustainable. So we call it a kit because it has 8 of these liners or pads, whatever you like to call them. And then it has 2 of these clip onto your underwear. We also have 2 pairs of underwear in there because often also it's just an issue for the women to get it. So you take your liner, which you just fold 1, 2, and you put it in here into your pad, which clips onto, and it sits like this, like a normal pad.
Pants you are buying, right?
Yes, these are we are buying. And once you used it, you just take it out. Then because you've got a kit, a whole bag, you just take another one and put it in there. Even if you don't have time to wash it, or maybe they have a water issue, don't have water right now, you can just put it into a bag, fold it away somewhere, and then use another one, and then later you can wash it. So you have 8. So even if you use 2 or 3, you still have 5 of them. So it's enough for your whole period.
Cool. You know, when I posted that on Instagram, there were some questions if it's possible to buy them from women in Poland. Is it possible to buy them?
Oh yeah, sure.
Will you send to Poland?
Yeah, there's no problem. We can send anywhere. We can send anywhere. I don't know during COVID times, but usually it's not a problem.
What is the thing you love the most about the Maasai culture and you make your life here?
I'm gonna cry when I say this. What I love the most about the Maasai culture is the Maasai. It's the people. It's their like really beautiful hearts, and they're like good nature, peaceful, so calm, and so like in tune with themselves. Yeah, so different than so many of us Western people. That's the first thing. Like really amazing people. Second thing is they are one of our planet's last remaining indigenous tribes. If we need to redo this because I'm crying, we can redo this. Yeah.
Depends of you. I like it because it's true.
Yeah. So they are one of our planet's last remaining indigenous tribes. So just this, it gives them, because I know what this means, but they don't know what it means actually. And this is also one of the things, oh God, I think we have to redo this because I'm like crying.
Why you're crying?
Because it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah. And because I think they're amazing in so many different ways. I'm crying too much.
But it's like not from the sadness, right?
No, because it means so much to me. It means everything to me. Because I know what they mean in this world. They're conservationists. They know how to live in tune with nature. So if you gave the world to them, the world would still be intact. We wouldn't have all the issues that we have if everyone lived like a Maasai. And everyone had this sort of traditional knowledge that they have to live in tune with nature. They respect nature, they cherish nature, and this by itself makes them also better people.
Proud mama of 60 plus cows. Do you feel sorry for them in some way?
No.
No, it's not because of that.
No, I don't feel sorry for them. In the contrary, I think they're like, ew. No, it's the contrary. I think they are far superior to us, and their way of life is superior also to us. In tune with nature, they have land, they are rich. They have everything that you need to live. They have their animals. They know how to live sustainably without electricity, without running water. I don't feel pity for them. I feel pity for us, for our world, because we don't know what it means to live a life true to ourselves and a life true to our planet, a life true to nature. So it's not about feeling pity for them, it's feeling pity for the fate of our planet.
Okay, just a second. Where are they going?
They're going to eat. They're going out now to graze. So they go out in the morning and they come back at 4 or 5.
heard that something happened with the wild dogs.
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Yeah, the 3 last days we've had attacks. We have wild dogs kill 2 baby cows from a neighbor boma, and we actually had we lost 3 sheep 3 days ago, and today they found them and they realized that it was the wild dogs who also killed the sheep.
For example, when you see the videos in internet about the Maasai culture made by people, what are usual things that you see which are not happening like that in real life?
One of the big misconceptions right now is also that they say in order to become a warrior you have to kill a lion. Not true, because one of the funny things that my husband said also when I told him that is that, well, there aren't enough lions left in the world for each Maasai warrior to kill a lion to become a warrior. I was like, yeah, that's a good explanation for that. And then another thing also is like I see so many touristy videos of people learning how to make fire with a stick. Yeah, it's a beautiful ancient thing of the culture, but actually it doesn't happen so much anymore. They do use matches now. You know, the tribe, I call them a tribe in transition. They are very traditional in the way that they think, in the way they keep hold to the ancient tradition, but at the same time they have been touched by modernity. But again, this varies from location to location, but in general they're not this ancient untouched tribe that some people seem to believe that they still are.
1, 2, 3,